Hello, my name is Martha Hall. I am an almost 30-year-old Olympic-style rifle shooter, and today we'll be talking about my new addition. So I've been saving up for a few months because I knew my current rifle was not fitting my needs anymore. So today I just want to go through some of the issues I had with my current rifle and some of the new things on the rifle that I got that I am looking forward to trying out, and some of the features that are really interesting. So stay tuned. Since I've been mostly training air rifle, and really my current rifle was not able to adjust in the way I needed it to, so I decided to upgrade. So this is my current rifle. It is a Walther LG 300. So I got this in 2007. So it's a few years old. It has served me well. It just doesn't have the capability of adjusting the way I need it to without doing quite a bit of, let's just say, cutting, drilling, attaching. And it is 13 years old. I was gonna have to buy a new cylinder because mine was expiring, and I wasn't able to get a constant and comfortable head position because of some of the features on this rifle. So I pretty much ran out of adjustment on vertical on my rods. I was gonna have to add a block here. On the 300, there is a issue with rear sights because the loading lever hits your adjustment knob. There are, I think, a couple of sight options that could work for this, but really the couple people I know that have used this rifle with this issue, they ended up having to cut it and attach a lower loading handle here, and I really don't have the facilities in order to do that safely without possibly damaging the action itself. My Contact 3 butt plate is pretty much missing all of the rubber dots, and they also leave black marks on my hands during practice, which is just kind of hilarious. And also I'm just out of vertical adjustment, and same with this. I'm just I need to go lower for optimal positioning, so this was gonna have to get some sort of extender put on it. I am gonna move these riser blocks over to my new rifle. I bought these Tech Rows so I could have more adjustability. The club ones that came with the rifle, I at the time couldn't find extra spacers for them, so that's one reason I went with the Tech Row, and the Tech Row has more height options compared to the club risers. The original LG 300s did not come with trigger guards. It was built into the palm rest, and you can't use the palm rest because it doesn't have a rail on it for 3P, and I was shooting 3P at the time, so my dad made me this trigger guard out of a drawer pull. So I have still shot with that over the last 12 years. I will be moving these weights over to my new rifle as well because it is a Walther, so they fit. And then I'm going to try to avoid putting as much weight on the front of the barrel just to prevent bending of the carbon fiber over the years. I haven't had these on here that long, so I really wasn't worried about an issue with the carbon fiber, but on my new rifle I am going to avoid putting that much weight that far forward just to protect it, because this is just a carbon fiber sleeve. The barrel doesn't go all the way to the end. I think the barrel only comes to about here, somewhere around where the end of the cylinder is. So if you're adding a lot of weight to the front of your Walther, you might want to consider moving it back into the stock just to eliminate the extra tension on the carbon fiber over the years if you're going to shoot with it for a lot more years. So that was some of the, oh, and also the grip. I was gonna have to like cut so much of the grip off. I was having so many problems with my grip touching my chest. I can't even wrap my fingers all the way around it. I have to like leave my fingers open like when I'm in position because they touch my jacket. So just a few issues / I just really have outgrown this rifle in terms of what I need for my position. It's a great starter rifle, and it's served me well over the last 12-13 years, but it was just, I am to the point where the adjustments don't serve my needs. So I decided to save up and upgrade. Also, for anyone who got the Anatomic, you will know this issue, and it was hilarious. It's like the first month I owned this rifle, and me and my dad had to cut the stock on this. So the 400, they fixed this issue, but originally on the 300, there was a piece of wood around the live fire, dry fire trigger, and you literally had to take an Allen wrench and stick it in there to change it from dry fire to live fire. And that was very annoying. And it's like half the time I couldn't tell if I was in dry fire or live fire. So we ended up cutting it and sanding it. Luckily, it's a solid dye wood, so you can't really even tell. It's just a funny thing that they fix on later models. So what did I save up and get? I got a LG 400 in a Mech Stock. So I got this from Joe Hine at got it from Joe out of Montana. So if you're looking for a Walther, or if you're just looking to get your rifle serviced, definitely talk to him. He's great. He does really awesome work. But he sells, this is his elite line, so you can get an Anschutz or a Walther in a Mech Stock. And there's a few reasons I decided to go with this. I was debating pretty much the big three, Fine Bow, Pardini, and Walther for an air rifle. I've never liked Anschutz stocks, or I haven't liked the last like 4 iterations of Anschutz stocks. I have an Anschutz small bore, but if they had kept that style stock, I might have considered them for an air rifle, but never been a huge fan of their stocks, especially the recent ones. So I decided to go with, based on adjustability mainly and availability, I decided to go with this option. So the Mech Stock has a lot of adjustability, especially for me because I have short little T-Rex arms, short fat fingers, and just a position that requires a little bit of finagling half the time. So I decided to go with this because it gave me a lot more options, and there's a couple of features on this stock that I really like, especially for travel. So it has a contact 4 butt plate. The only kind of annoying thing about this butt plate is it's in Torx for the screws. You know, it's a little more finagly to adjust in position, but once you get it set, you loosen one torque, and there's a micro adjustment screw here for your vertical, which is really interesting. I could not figure out what that was. It took me a minute to figure it out. But if you're just wanting to make those like minute changes to like your vertical, that's awesome. Also, the cheek piece is similar. It is a micro adjustment cheek piece, so you can just like do a quick twist if you're doing a horizontal adjustment, which is the main thing you need in competition. So that's, nice to have that like little bit of adjustment when it's like little things change. The nice thing is you can loosen this knob right here and it adjusts. You have options with the cheek piece going forward and back along with the whole end of the buttstock. So this can get like an inch shorter than my current Anatomic, which is really nice for me for short arms. I may not even have to go all the way short with this for me. And it also has a couple of set screws so that if you do need to adjust this, like your cheek piece won't move or your butt end won't move. So you're able to set it, and even if you accidentally loosen this, it won't move on you. The grip adjustment actually has quite a few adjustments under here, which is nice. The nice thing about travel with this is this screw right here. And also if you shoot, I'm considering getting this stock for my small bore because of this feature. You loosen this one screw, you loosen it, you don't have to take it all the way out. And the whole butt end separates from the front end. So like if you're shooting small bore, you could literally have 3 of these set up, one for each position, and it's like one screw and you're set, and you have to change your sights. But it's like, you know how much easier it's going to be to fly? I could put this in my short Pelican case and not have to take the action out of the stock, which is so nice. And it's, you know, same process, put it back together, tighten the screw, and it's back together. And it's, they say it's one screw, so it's really solid. And so that's one of the things I really liked about it over a standard Walther aluminum stock, was just where you could take it apart. Because if you've looked at Anschutz aluminum stocks, they do have a horizontal adjustment right here where it slopes down, where you could take that screw out and detach the buttstock. Your grip's still going to be attached, but it still wasn't quite short enough for me to put in my short Pelican. This is short enough. Obviously, you don't have the loading lever issue like you have on the 300 because the loading lever is set further out. You can also get this rotated down so you don't even flip it up, and you'll have no sight issues if you do have, for some reason, a wider sight you like to use. I can't demonstrate on this one, but on 300, you do not know when you're loaded, other than you have to remember, or you double load and then you realize. But on the 400s, nice thing is when it's loaded, it actually has a little red indicator right here, so you don't double load. So that's one thing I wish they had done on the 300, that they fixed a problem. And then standard Walther, you actually have 2 adjustment screws here. Some people don't realize you can actually shorten or lengthen your sight radius on the tube itself. So I actually already extended it out because I like a longer sight radius. But there's literally 2 little indentations where the screws are set. You just take the screws all the way out, and then you can, for me, I would be moving it back to make it shorter. Or like me, I like it long. Also, if you're traveling, you could also shorten it up a little bit if you're that close to your case. So, palm also came with the Mech. I'm not sure which palm block this is. You'd have to look. But I really wanted to go higher because I am almost rolling my head over a little bit. And I know if I could go just, an inch higher, or even maybe half an inch, I won't be rolling my head over. I will have a much leveler head, and I won't have as many balance issues, I think. But I so far really like how everything is looking on this. I'm still in the process of adjusting. That takes me a little bit. I'm kind of laying it on top of my current rifle as a starting point is like, okay, this, needs to be at least here. And then like moving my trigger shoe, my sights, my risers, all that stuff, fun stuff over. Haven't decided if I'm going to put a block on cheek piece yet. This one isn't the worst cheek piece I've had. I am very picky on my cheek pieces. I really love raw wood. For me, I've always liked the feel of it. I'll have to see how this cheek piece feels with sights and risers, and when I get this adjusted to where I can actually get in position to see how locked in my head can be. But it's going to be interesting because this will be the first time I'll be able to actually put my head in a natural position, because I couldn't do it with my old rifle because I would literally be laying my head on the sights. And one, that's not legal, and it's not comfortable because your head's digging into your sights. So it's going to be fun setting up my new toy. I still have to name her. And then decorate her, because if you have seen my current rifle, it's like I have glitter and fish. And of course, it will have to get its collection of equipment control stickers. But, you have to add that little personal touch to it. So if you have any suggestions on videos you would like to see, please leave me a comment down below or DM me on one of my social media platforms. Hope you enjoyed this video, and please subscribe, and can't wait to see you again.